Hi guys, welcome to the channel. I'd like to ask you to please go to inspirekitchens.ca. We're a Canadian-based company in Alberta. We serve Calgary, Red Deer, Okotoks, and the surrounding area. This applies to all North American building standards. It frustrates me to no end to see the lack of quality that are going into these, $700, $800 million homes plus. And they put in these substandard kitchens and vanities and millwork. On an entire scope of work, you might save $200 if you decide to do it right from a cost perspective. But I'm going to show homeowners, if they want to do it on their own, either if they're going to hire out a general contractor or a cabinet shop, or if they choose to do it on their own, how to do it. It's not that hard. It's not rocket appliances. We're going to show you how to do it right, not cut corners. You'll be thrilled to death with the outcome, how to build a drawer, how to build a cabinet box, how to get around some of the difficulties with an install. And then we're going to talk about other construction aspects, from foundations all the way up to putting the roof on the house. And knowledge is power. So that's what we're here to do. Hit like and subscribe. Check out our video coming up. And again, I hope you enjoy the channel. Okay guys. We are cutting the components for a drawer. It's an 18-inch wide cabinet built out of 3/4 material. The drawers are built out of 5/8. So we're building a 16-inch drawer for an Undermount drawer glide. So for a 16-inch wide drawer, it's going to be 14 inches deep, but Salici, Bloom, DTC, it'd be 13 3/8. So for a 20-inch drawer, it'd be 20-inch drawer would be 19 3/8. 24-inch drawer would be 23 3/8, and so on. So this is a 14-inch deep drawer, so the actual bottom and the sides are 13 3/8. Our bottom is going to be 13 3/8 deep by 15 5/16 wide, with a little bit of play in there so we don't have to fight to get the pieces together. Our fronts and backs of the drawers are going to be 6 7/8 tall by 14 3/4 wide, and the sides, of course, are 13 3/8 deep by 8 inches tall. All right, here we go. Dado our sides, the hair bigger than the thickness of the 5/8, because that's what the bottom's made out of. About a 1/2 inch from the bottom. We've already got the saw set up with sacrificial fence. We're going to fire this up. Take under a minute to do this. Here we go. Would you mind getting the vacuum? Sides and our backs, they're cut to size. The rabbet or the dado's cut out 1/2 inch from the bottom of our drawer. We're going to edge tape them now. For those of you that don't have an edge bender, of course, there's iron-on stuff that you can iron on. It's time consuming, but if you're a homeowner doing it on your own, that works just fine. And you buy like a cheap plastic edger, you can buy that pretty much anywhere in a file. And you go ahead and edge tape that way. Obviously, we pump out a lot of material here, so we have a very expensive piece of equipment. So, if you can see here, there's a small little breakout there. This particular unit has what's called pre-mill. It's 2 big oscillating blades that take a mill off of this, and then we're going to replace that with a mill of material. So here we go. Okay guys, we got our classic maple drawer fronts and sides edge taped with a small reveal on both sides. That's done obviously on a very expensive piece of machinery, but you can accomplish that with iron-on edge tape that's available at most manufacturers. So we've got two fronts, two sides, two fronts, two sides. I've got two bottoms over at the saw, and now we're going to start assembling drawers. All right guys, here's our drawers. It's just dry fitted right now. Again, 18-inch box. This will work for 3/4 inch box, so all of our components are 3/4, not 5/8. I know everybody says, oh, there's nothing wrong with 5/8. I don't like 5/8, too thin. We do use 5/8 for our drawers. 3/4 would certainly be overkill. So for an 18-inch box outside to outside, right there, 18, and our drawer, simple math, deduct 2 inches. There it is. So we're going to start the assembly process. Crown stapler, number 6 1.5 screws, screw guns, and a pre-drill, and really quick. We'll show you how this is done. Okay guys, so we have our opening at 20 inches by outside 18. So I've got two drawer fronts. So 20 divided by 2 is 10. Took an 1/8 off for spacing. So 9 7/8 for our drawer fronts. Now, how do we mount our glides? Fastest and easiest way, cut a spacer. So I want the bottom of the glide to be at 10 inches. So my spacer would be that less the thickness of this material, which is 3/4. So I cut a spacer at 9 1/4. And I always do my middle, and if there's more than one drawer, I do the bottom last, obviously, because then I got somewhere to sit my spacer. So how do we decide how far back? You want to be able to make sure the drawer closes completely and gets stopped by the drawer front. So I typically use just a piece of scrap or what have you. And in this case, I'm just using crown staples and set back about 1/4 inch or so from the face of the cabinet. Now, if you're asking why I dadoed this piece, there are some plastic bits here that hold the components together, and you don't want this thing to rock, and you don't want your glide to be set this way or this way. And if you lay it on its side and you push this way, you're sure to have a dead straight glide. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to do that, and then we'll show you how to install the drawer fronts. Okay guys, we're ready to put our drawer fronts on. So what I typically do, I'm going to share a trick of mine with all of you. Use these quick clamps. I'll pull this drawer out just to give myself some room here. So use these quick clamps, set this up so it's even with the bottom of the box of the cabinet. So that looks pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. It's even all the way through to the bottom. Now, what I do is, just because for those of you that have driven a screw before, even when it's pre-drilled, sometimes it'll push that panel out. So I will put 1-inch brads, 16 gauge brads, in here just to hold it. Make sure it's nice and tight here, there's no gap. And then I'll use my pre-drill and inch and an eighth screw, because I got 5/8 plus a quarter. Inch and an eighth screws. Some guys only put 2 screws on their drawer fronts. I don't believe in that. Doesn't go all the way through. Maximize the depth on your penetration. Nice and tight, closes good. Cut myself a piece of scrap here, put my other drawer in. Make sure it engages both glides, and it has. I'll put this on here, like so. Pick the side that you feel looks the cleanest. Looks good. Put that on top. I got about an 1/8 gap. Now the reason I do this is to make sure that I got a little bit of reveal here so it doesn't interfere with my countertop material, whatever countertop material that might be. That on there. That looks pretty good. And then repeat the process with my brad nailer just to hold it temporarily. You can even do it blind. Just set your brad nailer at the bottom of the drawer. Now I can pull my drawer out. Lose the spacer. Now you get your arm in there and get the top. Pre-drill, put your screws in, and your drawer front is complete. Perfect spacing here, here, and then we put some bumpers on. Okay guys, there it is. Tops are on. Same material. Drawers all done. Bumpers are on, fast caps are on. Yeah, so there you go. And these things are substantial. They've got to be 75 pounds each. So when you buy furniture at the store and it's super light, it's obviously built with something offshore and out of cheap substandard materials. This is all Canadian made by Canadian manufacturers. Just needs a little Windex and put it in the kids' room. And there it is. Even for the legs, I just use skid material that my lifts come in, and it's solid wood, so I just cut it, sanded it, and we'll throw some stains, some clear lacquer on there, and that'll be the end of it. And yeah, all from leftover material in the shop. Thanks for joining us. See you in the next one.